We are not here today to learn how to be in the top 2%. We're here to learn how to be in the top 0.2%. Right now, you're accountable to nobody. You get up when you want to get up. You go to bed when you want to go to bed. Maybe you show up for work, or maybe you don't. You can't get fired. Unless they catch you having sex with a fucking dog in the goddamn lobby, you can't get fired. Now, what kind of accountability is that? It's none. Hence, ergo, your whole life is fucked up. See, you're used to making mistakes, and nothing happens. For the few of you in the military in here, you know mistakes can cost lives. Now, this is what you've learned so far in life. Shit! How many of you that have gone to school have been really challenged in school? How is it that you can go to school 4 years at a university, or 6 years, and not get a job? There's something not right about that. My product will show you, in spite of the system, how to build generational wealth. But right now, your system's not working out too well. We've got people in the audience that are making minimum wage. I'm telling you this story that you can do it in spite of the system. I flunked out of university 3 times. I was a bad kid. Just one example. In grammar school, I tried to kill my grammar school teacher. I didn't know how many zeros was in a million. And then he turned to me, he said, Danny, I bet you, with a mind like yours, you could get rich in the civilian world. A light bulb went off in my head. I was out of the Army 6 months later. When I came back from school, after flunking out 3 times, and I came back from the military, I went to 2 universities at the same time. I took 26 semester units per semester, went to 2 universities simultaneously, and graduated with honors. And yet, when I was a kid, they said I was retarded. They stood me in the corner with a dunce cap, and if I turned around, they put me in a closet. Kept me there 4, 5, 6 hours. I urinated on myself. I shit my pants until my parents came to pick me up. Now just imagine if that had fucking happened to you. But I used it. It's not what happens to you in life, it's how you interpret what happens. I made it make me stronger, tougher, smarter. And I was a barrio bad boy that got very wealthy. I took $800 and I turned it into 450 million. I came, this was my dad. This is your dad. Kids are not programmed for success. Kids don't do what you tell them to do, they do what they see you do. Why are your kids all fucked up? I wasn't hard enough on them. There are people that get all the way through high school with never been screamed at, never been slapped, never been in a fight, never been reprimanded by their parents. And then look at them. Snowflakes. Snowflakes meaning they melt under pressure. People don't lack brains or intelligence, they lack leadership. Life is a process. You find somebody that is where you want to be now, and you model it, you mimic it, you copy it. Mr. Carnegie was a hard bastard. Vanderbilt was a hard bastard. Henry Ford I was a hard bastard. Rockefeller was a hard bastard. Steve Jobs was a ruthless hard bastard. Why are all these guys that changed the world got one thing in common? They're fucking tough as nails. Ruthless! And then we got you. A stiff drink and a good fuck can kill most people in this room. I still work 50, 60 hours a week. And I haven't had to work in 35 fucking years. Most of you have not attained material wealth because you've stayed in your comfort zone. Most of you have lived a bubble wrap life. Most of you have been risk averse. What would your life have been if you were never afraid of anything? Your life becomes limitless. What are you going to tell your children? What are you going to tell your grandchildren? 20 years from now, Daddy, Grandpa, what were you doing during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the fucking planet? Other than having your thumb up your fucking ass. We have young people in university making $1 million a year. We have teenage multimillionaires. Josh Kim is my teenage, he's not a teenager anymore, but he was my teenage phenom multimillionaire who now flies around in his jet. He just turned 21. He lives in a penthouse in Las Vegas, has a penthouse in Chicago. What have you been doing the last 3 years? For the youngsters in the room, they say, oh, don't be in a hurry. You got the rest of your life. That's bullshit. That's a loser, 35, 45-year-old telling you he's a loser because he didn't do it when he was 25. Now, if I were going to judge you or you or you by the guys you hang with, the guys you fucking chill with, I think you're a retard. Most of you would be embarrassed to tell me who your 5 closest buddies are. The Oxford kid that was sitting in the front row said, I read 700 books, and then another kid over here said, what would you rather have? Would you have somebody that has read 700 books teaching you, or somebody that's done 700 deals? That's a fucking no-brainer, isn't it? Yet, most of you in this room have read books on personal development. Most of you in this room have read books on finance. Some of you have read books on accounting, right? And what the fuck have you learned? Nothing. Why do you do it? Because it's easy. And when you get out in the real world and compete, you'll realize that when you hold yourself to a higher standard, you get more things done. Psychology of the high performer, that's what this is all about. Your goal has got to be high standards. I look at you, I know what you can be. If you believe in yourself, you see yourself as a mealy-mouthed little mouse. I had a dream. But if you don't have a dream, guess what? It can't come true. And I said, I'm going to buy a castle on an island. That was March 83. I moved into the Guthrie Castle, September 184. And you're never going to exceed your highest expectation. But when I do something, I'm the best. Now, for the guys in the room, put your hands up like this and look at your left hand. If this finger isn't longer than this finger, you squat the P. It's a testosterone test.